Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to polkzoo channel of the Guitar Ladder System. Hey, I just want to comment a little bit about Alan Holdsworth here. I've been listening to a lot of Alan Holdsworth lately and everything, and I was lucky enough to actually talk to him many times on the phone. I'm not much of a drinker. I pretty much, every few months will have a glass of wine or a beer, but I'm not really too into alcohol. I think it really lowers your energy level. But back when this was a long time ago. This was probably, 30 years ago. He was using my speed pick, and we talked quite a bit on the phone. And I want to just comment about some of the things that he kind of mentioned, which were so interesting. The more you look at how unique he was, and he was able to come up with his own voice and his own, composing style and everything, which really takes a lot of thought and a lot of hard work. But some of the things he said on the phone were so interesting. We were talking about the unconscious release and how it made him really happy when, he'd come up with something that he's never played before, just kind of popped out. Of course, a lot of hard work goes into that, and a lot of, you need to input good information, into your subconscious to get that subconscious release. But one of the things he mentioned that I thought was really interesting was that he said one of his goals was to learn how to play like he thinks. And I thought that was really interesting because even like Robin Ford called Holdsworth the John Coltrane of, guitar. And that doesn't just naturally just happen. It takes a lot of hard work, but it also takes a lot of letting go and thinking outside the box, which is really what the Guitar Ladder System is. One of the goals is to help you learn to think outside the box, or really to not think and to listen. The Guitar Ladder System will give you those subconscious seeds of understanding music on a deeper level in terms of sound and color, intention and resolution, to where you'll begin to hear musical ideas, begin to discover your own unique, harmonic point of view, which was really one of the main things with Alan. He was always, and was very successful at it, of creating his own musical voice, whether it's chordal or single notes. But I just thought that was really, really interesting. And one of the other things he said was that, that he was really into superimposing and, taking certain musical ideas and putting them over other musical ideas. And a lot of that, even John McLaughlin said some of his ideas were so advanced he doesn't even know how to explain it, But a lot of it is just putting color over color. Look at it like an artist, if you have, you're painting something and maybe you have a certain type of a blue and you put some silver over it or whatever. But, Alan was able to really think outside the box, but it's because he expanded his ear. In all the years that he practiced and studied, he exposed himself to a lot of different harmonic ideas and a lot of color, and did a lot of chordal work. And that's really what the Guitar Ladder System is about, is learning 10 different systems or more of improvisation, but in a very organic, simple to use format. Very powerful effects, but simple to use, because you're learning about chord color and tension and resolution. But I thought that was so cool, because I'm actually working on a piece right now using some of these kind of ideas and while I'm doing some of these chords, I'm doing some licks, kind of infusing a couple things, and it's amazing. There's a whole new level of composing that opens up when you begin to take one musical idea and put another one over it. So I'm not just talking scales over chords, I'm talking, musical ideas over musical ideas. And this is really an area that has not been milked or discovered that much. So I don't know, I really treasure the time that I did spend with Alan, the phone calls. We talked several times on the phone. I got together with him and a bunch of his friends once, and we drank a bunch of Dortmunder beer at this German bar. And, Alan was an amazing, I've said this before and I'll say it again, there's very few real artists on the planet. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of self-exploration, a lot of ear training to become an artist. But even people that don't have a huge natural gift, and I'm not just saying this to sell it, it's true. I've seen students do this, people that had very little musical talent work the Guitar Ladder System, and all of a sudden it starts waking up their natural musical talent, wakes up that part of their brain that composes music. I've seen some amazing results. So, You know, you got to quit comparing and contrasting. You can't look at somebody else and say, oh, they learn so easy, or look at somebody else and say, I'll never be at that level. You can discover your music, even if you're not a virtuoso, technically speaking. You can discover your own unique musical ideas, and there's no better high on the planet. The Guitar Ladder system was over 240 studies, chart and video for each one, and you just play it and experience it. You don't have to analyze anything. That will actually give you a negative effect. But you can order, I'm redoing the site right now at Steve Zook Guitars, but you can go there and scroll down and order the Guitar Ladder system. It's very, very, it's always hard to talk about things that are deep, but there's no better natural high on the planet than discovering your own unique, musical point of view. You're going to learn from other people, obviously, but to really bring out your talent, you need to explore the instrument. You need to explore chordal, work and the way chords fit together, because your subconscious mind will begin to kind of contrast and compare that, and you'll learn about how to create color in music. So my course is mostly for intermediate and advanced players, but if you're a beginner and you can do a bar chord and you have some strength, you can do it too. I love to talk about it too, so feel free to call me. I'm not going to try to high pressure you to buy it. But if you really want to discover your own musical point of view, and this is not bullshit, I've had many students do this, and it's actually blown my mind and their mind how far they got, and how it's really weird. It's almost like they were born into a more musical family. But I think it's just because when you seed, the analogy I would use is if you put a seed in really, really good soil and water it and don't overwater it, it grows and sprouts. It's kind of the same thing with your subconscious mind. If you feed your subconscious mind the right tools, it can really make some quantum leaps. And it's really important when you feed the subconscious mind tools that you don't put that information in a box and in a structure, because then you're training your conscious mind to have to figure everything out. And it's like Miles Davis said, learn as much about music as you can, forget all the shit and just play. But what I'm saying is you don't need a real, I'm not saying it's good to know some basic theory and some basic things, and obviously, how a chord is structured and information, but you can really learn a lot and wake up your musical ear if you do my chordal studies in the Guitar Ladder system. It's the best $199 you've ever spent. It's an 8-year program. You can order it at stevezookguitars.com. If you have any trouble ordering, send me an email at stevezook, the number 7 at yahoo.com. I'll go ahead and send you a PayPal invoice. But there's no better high on the planet, folks, than composing your own music and getting to know your own musical ideas. But you need to put a little bit of work into it. But the Guitar Ladder system, is going to teach you how to put chords together, so that you wake up that musical ear. In fact, one of my favorite things, and this is a tuning where I've got the G string and F sharp, is that I love these two chords together. See, that's nice, smooth voice leading. The alter tunings are really a lot of fun too. That's why I learned from people like Michael Hedges and people like that. But anyway, if you really, the new year is coming up, if you want to quit, I don't mean this negatively, but if you kind of want to quit dicking around on the guitar and just playing and telling yourself how great you are and everything. In other words, what I'm trying to say, if you want to get to a point where you make some real progress and really discover those unique musical ideas that the universe and God want to put through you and let you, it's about learning to listen. Even Eric Johnson says that, learning to listen to musical ideas that come from the universe. If you want to discover your musical point of view, if you want to learn to compose and grow and get a lot more joy out of guitar playing and challenge yourself a little bit, order the Guitar Ladder system. It's really going to work for you. All right?